Welcome back to the Little Adventure Project. Doing a little different today because I have a slew of backed up shorts, so why not try to make some long form? We're at a Dollar General outside Cadillac, Michigan, and there's a geocache here. It's not called 50 Cent Colonial, but I think it's on the other property. It's in memory of a restaurant that burned down back in 2017, and the person who made the cache loved the restaurant so much they made a geocache called In Memory Of. So we're gonna walk out here and see if we can find it quick. So this is just a micro cache, and it's supposed to be right over here. I don't know if it's gonna be hanging in a tree. Nothing in there. That one doesn't come off. I'm not quite sure what to look for because only two of the fence caps come off. And it's supposed to be right in this general area. This sticks out a little bit. It's like an old gas line with a plastic cap that just sits on it. Oh, it's an electrical line, and that is not the geocache. We're gonna get on the GPS quick and see what we can find. Alright, so I just checked all over the fence, all over the electrical box, in the trees, in the bushes. I pulled the caps off the fence. The GPS is putting it right at the end of the fence post. I dug through all the grass, and then it started downpouring. But it looks like it stopped. So we're going to go out there for a couple minutes and see if we can find this and not have a DNF for our first geocache of the day. It's actually a Dollar General geocache, which are generally really easy. So let's see what we can find. All right, that rain passed real quick, but I checked both of these caps, checked inside the fence pole, checked all the grass down here, and the GPS puts it right here, and it's a micro cache. So I'm guessing the GPS is going to be off a little bit. It used to be in a phone booth at the old Frosty Cup, and the phone booth is gone, and they never rebuilt. So maybe it's on the phone pole. Let's go check it out. All right, so it's not by the phone pole. I'm going to wander over here. The GPS puts it about 30 feet that way. But it's not the first time a GPS would be completely wrong at a cache that I found. I did one more dig. I was digging down here when it started raining. The geocache, it's right there. It looks like it's not going to be a DNF after all. Turned out to be a pretty easy one. Let's see what we can find next on my road trip. Because I'm on the road 8 to 10 hours a day all over the state of Michigan. In case you're wondering how I'm able to find all these geocaches. I found 150 last month. Let's try to find at least that many this month. On to the next one. Still raining out a little bit. The next cache is right up here at this Marathon gas station. I've actually stopped here probably 100 times. I never knew there was a geocache here, so we're gonna pull in here and see what we can find. All right, GPS is putting it on this power pole. Let's see what we can see. That's actually a cable line. That's a real tag. I don't see anything there. You're not supposed to put them in here. Or it could be the GPS is off because this is just a micro cache. That looks funny. But it's real. Maybe it's magnetic to the bottom of the light pole. Nothing under there. We're going to research this area quick. Unless it's down in one of those holes. Nope, that's just the old gas station sign. Alright, let's see what we can find. Alright, I was walking there and I saw this. It does not belong on a power pole, it belongs in a house. So, another geocache. Alright, got the log sign, got the cache back, time to get back on the road. I just hope this rain stops by the time we get to Traverse City so I can actually get some more caches today and not have to film this video over multiple days. Because it is downpouring out now. And I'm filming while driving because I'm such a safe driver. Splash, splash, my truck's getting a bath. Cruising outside a Cadillac. Alright, stopped raining for a bit. We're back at the Mesix Cemetery. We already found one geocache way on the other end that was level 1-5 difficulty, and now we got a level 3 difficulty, level 1 terrain. We're going to get out here and see if we can find it, and the wind is absolutely horrible, so sorry in advance for all the wind noise that's going to be happening. GPS puts it over here, and it's supposed to be a bison tube. It might be in the fence over there. And that wind is blowing like hell. This is solid rock. There's nothing in there. So let's go check the fence caps. Level 3 difficulty. That one doesn't come off. This one might come off. And there's something in the ground here. And there it is. It's not really a level 3, but I appreciate the engineering it takes to get a bison tube into a piece of concrete. Sign the log quick. Alright, log is signed. And that is permanently in that cement. It is never coming out. Alright, back in the hole. This is a very, very busy highway. My next customer is only a few miles down the road. That was a quick little fun geocache. We're going to see what else we can find. Probably not stopping again until we get to Traverse City. There's a geocache I tried to find there a couple months ago. And it was reported lost by the owner later, and they were supposed to replace it Labor Day weekend, which was just a couple days ago. So we're going to go up there and see if we can find that one next. So make sure to subscribe for more. So we got bad news. Outside of the fact that it started downpouring rain again, the geocache was in that bus stop. But the owner made a note that they were not able to replace it last weekend. So we're going to drive all the way around to the other side of the parking lot. This place is huge. And there's a light post cache, so why not just grab it while we're here? The hint just says lift my skirt. I'm probably not going to film in the rain. I'll just bring the cache back in here. Screw it. I'll film in the rain. Yep, right there. There's a lot of water under there. There we are. This thing actually has a lot of logs. I'm going to have to go online and see how many exactly. That geocache has 253 logs in 3 years. But it's a light post, so it's pretty easy to find. I'm not sure how many more caches we will be able to find today because this rain is horrendous. But we do have to check on a cache that me and Jordan put out a couple weeks ago because there's a DNF on it, and it's not that hard to find. So I want to go there when I'm done with work in about 4 hours and see if it's still there. So stick around to see if my cache is still there. So our first geocache today was at a Dollar General that was not a 50-cent colonial. And our next geocache, a couple miles up the road here, it's a 50-cent colonial that's not at a Dollar General. I mean, what's going on in this world? Let's go figure out what's going on with this geocache. Looks like I was wrong. They have Dollar Generals in this strip mall. I guess I haven't been here in a minute to realize they put one in. It's a light post cache right there. We're going to get out and grab it quick. The rain has calmed down at least. Alright, pretty stupid simple. But a geocache is a geocache sometimes. Where's the other side? Alright, bring it back to the truck. My camera will focus. And it won't, but we're going to sign it. This geocache has only been here for like a year. And it's already got a lot of finds. But I was wrong. There's a Dollar General in this strip mall because there's another one on the other end of town here in Kalkaska. Alright, still got 2 more customers to do today. And then we're going to head back and check on my geocache that I put up 2 weeks ago. And it has a DNF on it, but no other finds. So I'm going to make sure it's still there. If it is, I'm going to message the guy that said he had a DNF and give him a little more description. And if it's not there, I have stuff in my other truck to replace the geocache. So it's going to be a few seconds for you. It's going to be about 3 hours for me. Deuces. Be back in a bit. All right. We got some extra time and the rain finally stopped. So we're going to go for 2 more geocaches today. I found 24 in the last 3 days. There's 2 geocaches at this roadside park. The First one is right back there, and it says it's a 3.5 for seasoned geocachers, and it could be up to a level 5 for beginners. I'd say I'm right in between there. So it's like a 4, 4.25. It would be the most difficult one I found in a long time. We're going to get back there and see what we can find. All right, GPS puts it back here somewhere, and there is a fence, which means that's private property. I don't know if it's back on a private property, but I'm going to pull up the GPS and put the coordinates in there quick and see what we can find for this high difficulty level. All right, according to the GPS, which is all over the place, it's somewhere in this general area. Being a 3.5, I automatically want to assume it's in that stump. But being a 3.5 level difficulty, I just hope it's not on the ground, because this is soaking wet. There is a random piece of mossy stuff over here. That's real moss, though. Yep, that's not a geocache. Oh, that's a whole tree. I can't lift that. I could, but it'd be pointless. Let's wander over to this stump. I'm also checking all these down branches and trees to make sure they're actually wood, but in this wet weather, it's pretty obvious if they're wood or not, because the wood absorbs the water. All right, back in a second. This log / hollowed out tree does look like an enticing place for a geocache. It's not under that log. This is a micro cache. Let's see if it's anywhere obvious. I don't think it would be if it's a 3.5 or a level 5 for beginners. I still want to check out this stump, just because it is the obvious place to put a geocache. There's nothing down in there besides sopping wet water. This has not been found since last spring, but I'm assuming a lot of people aren't going to look for one that's this high of a level at just a roadside park. I'm going to get the GPS out, because I don't think it's in this log. That would be way too obvious. Well, I thought I found it for a second buried in these roots, but that's just root rot, because I saw something white sticking out, but I've been back here for 10 minutes, and I'm still digging around. If you guys have any idea what could be a 3.5 out here, let me know if I can't find this one. There is a fence post just sticking up over there. Let's go check that out. All right, so it's not this fence post. The GPS puts it around that tree right there. I looked everywhere in the stump. I've been digging out around the roots that are sticking out. And every one of these trees, there's still fall leaves back here from last year. So no one really comes out here. But I'm going to give it a few more minutes. If not, this one's going to be a DNF today. It is pretty challenging. And I don't have all the time in the world. I got to check the terrain. I don't think I have to climb one of these trees. But the GPS does put it right near these trees. I've seen fake bark before. I don't think anything on this tree is fake bark. It's all absorbing water pretty well, and the fake bark is generally plastic. Here, there's none here. I might have to DNF this one. Hope the one on the other side of the park isn't as challenging. Yep, that's all real. Can't peel the bark all the way off a tree or we'll die, because the bark is how the water gets up the tree. All right, I think I'm going to DNF this one and see if I can grab the one on the other side of the park quick, because I just don't have the time. But see you in a minute. So the one over there is a DNF. The one over here is only 2.5 difficulty, and its only hint is under the edge. So I'm going to turn my GPS and see if we can find it, along with all these mosquitoes on my phone. All right, so the GPS puts us right here. This cache was recently replaced, and someone did just find it 2 days ago. So with the hint being under the edge, That just looks like trash. Looks like I just got a shower from that wet tree. I don't know what the edge would be. It's not under one of these branches. It's a micro cache. Alright, maybe it's in one of the roots. It's not in there. Being only a 2.5 difficulty, that's just junk. Maybe. That's all trash. A rotted tree. There's an edge of a downed tree. Because the GPS puts it right around this tree. Maybe it's off by a little ways. And again, I don't have all day to find these. So this might be a DNF portion of my video today. I don't know what under the edge could be. The only thing I can think is under the edge of the tree in one of them root balls. Oh, there's something here. Nope, that's real. Nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. There's a couple more spots. I don't see it there. It would really suck if these were on the ground, because this ground is soaking wet. I'm going to take one more look and let you guys know if I find it or not. Will someone let me know what kind of a plant this is? It looks like it's growing eyeballs. That's super weird. But it definitely looks natural coming out of the garage, and it's on private property. Alright, I'm putting this one down as a DNF. I don't have the time of day. It's been pouring down rain all day, so it's a lot of flooding back there. And I don't feel like trudging through the mud, and I got to get back on the road. So now it probably is going to be the next stop that I go check on my geocache that was reported missing in my hometown, 200 miles that way. All right, see you in a minute. You can hate me all you want for giving up on those two, but it's a swamp back there today because of all the rain, and the mosquitoes were eating me alive. I just drove by a Dollar General that has a 50-cent colonial I haven't gotten yet, but I'm going to save that for another day, so make sure to follow or subscribe to see the next one. All right, we've made it 4 hours south back to my hometown, and there's 3 DNFs on this geocache I put out a week ago that's been active. It's pouring down rain, so we're going to run over there quick and see if it's still there or not, because the 3 DNFs, each person had over 15 to 20,000 finds, so they're not amateurs, so it might be missing already. And we're going to have to run because it is pouring out. All right, time to run. I believe I put it in this smaller tree over here. I can still see it from here. It's right there. 3 people with over 15,000 finds could not find this. I'm going to double check the GPS coordinates.